Well, everybody, we're kind of having some difficulties getting people in for this one. We're actually going to have a second, Logan Martin pre-tournament broadcast the Monday before the tournament. We just thought we would have one a little earlier this time than we've been having for teams coming to get some information out to some guys a little sooner, on lodging and so forth. And we had shared a post that was shared to us, on some information. And if I can get back to that message, we'll go over that too. But I'll kind of let you say what you want to say, kind of how everything's going to go and kind of what to expect, for the championship.
Well, first off, we want to thank the city of Lincoln. I want to thank Michael Morris. He's the new director for Lincoln Landing for having us there for the state championship. I want to thank our yearly sponsors first. Bay Springs Country Inn and Marina, ACC Crappie Sticks, Cole & Sons, First National Bank. I want to thank our sponsors that's helped with our merchandise for giveaways. Delta Jigs, Pops Jigs, Slider, Cracker Barrel has done some this year. Outback Steakhouse, Dan's Jigs did a couple of tournaments. We had Badass Baits, a company up, I think, in Illinois that had sent some baits. ATX Lure company with Kyle Reeves. I know I'm probably missing somebody, but that's got the majority of those. I also want to thank HH Rod and Reels. They were our Division II sponsor all year. Gave quite a few dollars for rods and reels for giveaways in our 7 tournaments that we've had, plus the championship. I also want to thank Quinn Electrical Contractors from Helena, Alabama. They're going to be a Division II sponsor for the championship only. I want to thank Bullet Bait and Tackle out of Talladega, Alabama. They a Division II sponsor for the championship only. So that pretty much hits all of our sponsors from our year all the way for the ones for the championship. The cost to fish the championship for Division One, which this is going to be a 2-day event. It's going to be Friday, Saturday is the tournament dates. That Thursday night, we're going to have the little banquet, have the dinner, feed everybody. But Division One will be $250 plus your big fish if you want to fish it. Division One is $200 and the big fish. We also be deciding Angler of the Year, Female Angler of the Year, Senior Angler of the Year. We'll be deciding Youth Angler of the Year in the championship. We're going to try to give away a few plaques for Angler of the Year like we did last year. Hope we can give first through fifth. That's our goal. We're just waiting to see what happens at the end of this week and first of next week on the money coming in. Let me see if I got anything else. In this tournament with the contract with Lincoln, everybody has to lunch on tournament days from Lincoln Landing. That was in the contract. That's been the first time in 2 years somebody has dictated where we can lunch from, so we won't be able to trailer for that one. I think I've got everything that I needed to say to get the pricing out there. I did post. I'll post again maybe tomorrow. Everybody that's qualified in Division One, Division Two. If you're on that list, there is a date on there, May something, that we got to have the entry fees paid. They want to know how many's coming so they can prepare and plan for the meal the night before. So I'll let you take it back over.
Well, we got Kevin and Jessica now got on to join us to save the day.
Hey guys.
Looks like we're ruining date night though. But that no, I mean just as far as lodging goes, what's going to be some good places for people coming in that's
I
looking for
mean,
lodging.
they got some new stuff right there at Lincoln Landing. Uh, Airbnbs, one thing, cabins.
Yeah, little cabins that they built right there at the dock. I can see if I can find
Yeah,
what they're called in the land from.
yeah, that's Angler's Point right there at Lincoln.
James says he's in the backstage.
No, he would have popped up if he was here. They
You've
popped
also
up.
got hotels down at the Lincoln exit off of I-20. I think it's exit 173 off of I-20.
So we ought to have some better lodging than at some of these we've been at. I know we had an Airbnb just right outside of Talladega for the expo. But we're going to stay at Angler's Point at the campground this time. I'm going to take my camper down there that week and camp.
I know that during in Pell City, they don't do Airbnb. They've got some kind of rule where it's a minimum. So they'll have to come back towards like Talladega, Lincoln area.
Okay. And there was some that showed up on the water too that we found back last year that, anybody looking for an Airbnb that was wanting to split that. There's those opportunities. But since James didn't make it, this was his message. Y'all may have touched on some of these, the Super 8 Motel in Riverside. At this time, that was on May the 7th that he sent the message, has availability for that week as of now. So that would have been 9 days ago. A single room is $119 plus tax, and a double room is $129 plus tax. And said that they had plug-ins for your boat, and been very familiar with having tournament fishermen coming in at that location. And then for those that want to camp, he named a couple of campgrounds. If you have a shower or toilet in your camper, there's Safe Harbor in Riverside. Or if you need camping with toilet bath facilities, the Lakeside Landing in Cropwell has a 30 amp site. It's $40 plus tax, and a 60 amp was $45 plus tax per night. Was some of the things that he mentioned, and we had shared that post through the Facebook page. Because there's not any stipulations on like where they can stay, is it? Or is
I'll look back in that contract and see, because we had a different person, Mr. Robinson. He was originally doing that, and he retired, and Michael Morris took over. So,
which I mean to get
and see.
I know, for those that may be, we got a launch from Lincoln. The one positive thing we had to do that for the expo, because we had to launch all week for the expo, was that Lincoln is, you got plenty of water either way, and not too far back to some good fishing back, south or north. What, Kevin? Probably about a 15-20 minute boat ride, and you're back to menu.
Yeah, he's ordering food. Sorry, guys.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's probably 15 or 20 minutes, but it's not terrible.
And main thing, which I don't know, we stayed in the channels the whole week just because we didn't know the water. But we had no issues running, never being down there before back last September. So that'd be my thing to everybody. Just, if you don't know, just stay in the channels, when you run it. So
yeah, there's only a couple of places that I could think of that you could get into trouble. One of them's going to be in Chocolate Creek. You better stay in the channel in Chocolate Creek. If not, you won't make it out. You'll be minus a lower unit. For the most part, other than that, off the top of my head, mapping on your graphs is pretty true. I know Garmin and Humminbird is pretty true. So as long as you, eyeball that every once in a while, you should be fine.
Yeah, well, Lawrence was pretty good too down there. So maybe everybody's mapping no matter what they're running.
Chockalaka Creek, make sure you stay in the channel.
Oh, we was dropping trolling motor in there, running it like when because we fished in that section a little bit during the expo.
I'll show you how to run that snake one day.
Kevin takes me night fishing in there at 72 miles an hour.
Oh, I don't know about all that.
72 night fishing. It's pitch black, and all you see is trees flying at you.
Well, we might not have been. I guess we was out in the mouth of it. More. I didn't really get down. We did get under the bridge down in there. That don't know if there's more than one bridge. I got to that first one and turned back around.
There's one way back, like you get all the way to Highway 77. There's another one, but you can't go much further past that.
Yeah.
You run into Jackson Shoals, and you can't pass Jackson Shoals.
And then Chad Gillian, that's pretty much Logan's pretty safe for the most part. And, we didn't have no trouble with it, never being there back last year. As far as eats and stuff, anybody looking once we get down there, what's some good restaurants?
Well, touching back on running the lake, I mean, this don't necessarily have to do with running the lake, but this is summertime. Logan Martin's going to be inundated with pleasure boaters on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Your head on a swivel on Saturday because it's going to get live, I promise you.
It's like the pontoon capital of the world when we went.
Oh, yeah.
There's Rick's Crossroads. It's really good. They got a good mix of pretty much any kind of food that you want. There's the Distillery. It's a bar and grill type setting. They've got a pool that you can get in. Really good Mexican restaurant, Mangoes. It's right in like downtown Old Lincoln.
Pale City's got several. It's got a good Mexican restaurant in the plaza with Walmart, and there's Buffalo Wild Wings on that same drag, Cracker Barrel,
Western Sizzlin'.
Yeah, there's a good buffet place there, Zaxby's. They've got what is that? Freddy's
Burgers.
There's a Freddy's burger joint right there with all of it, and they got some killer shakes and killer burgers.
What was that? Freddy's?
Yeah.
Freddy's.
Yeah.
He's fat. You notice how he said shakes, right?
They've got a barbecue plate going. Is right.
And a Jim and Nick's in Oxford.
Oxford's not too far from us.
There's pretty much anything that you could think of. Eat-wise. And I know that James ain't on here, and I ain't trying to steal his thunder, but he said something about doing all of us getting together and having a big fish fry at his place on Logan one night. And I'll let him speak more on that, but probably
he did some good cooking at Miller's Ferry. I had to give him credit.
James is the cook, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
James stays with us a lot of times, when we're traveling fishing these tournaments, and James can cook. Boy, I'm telling you what.
Spaghetti, he makes all kinds of stuff.
Y'all had spaghetti the night before down at Miller's. I didn't get that, but I got the wings, and then I got the fish and the deer meat and hush puppies and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, James. I couldn't live with James, man. I'd be big as a house.
I'm big enough, so I know I couldn't.
He ain't far now.
No, that'd probably be. I might have to bring some fish down there with us.
Wesley.
Yeah, James's place in Lincoln is. It's literally a stone's throw from Lincoln's Landing. So.
Yeah, he said it wasn't very far. I said over there a couple hours, both nights, I guess, at Miller's Ferry, and he said he wasn't very far from the lake house.
No.
Place on the lake.
No, he ain't, because I met him down there. I don't know what that creek is going back up in there, but he was going back to his camper.
Blue Eye Creek.
and that's just right there around the bend. So,
You know, if anybody fishes in Blue Eye Creek, you better stay in the channel in that one too, because it gets real shallow and it's got some stumps in it. I don't think it's quite as bad as Chocolate, but it'll get you too.
yeah, we never even actually went up in there fishing for the expo. We was on either farther north or farther south.
And also anybody that is traveling in, Kevin and I live there local. James lives there local. So if anybody has any issues or anything like that, like reach out to us and we can put them in contact with somebody with the boat if they have boat issues. I mean, whatever the case may be, because that's where we live. So
we got quite a few. Because Ryan, he's down there close too, ain't he? And then you got Eddie.
yeah,
Eddie's on the lake down there. So
Yeah,
that is one of the beauties of this one. We'll have some resources if somebody gets in a bind for this tournament. It seems like probably got as many or more teams from in that area than anywhere else in the state that shows up on the regular. So, but Logan, I mean, even as tough as it was last September for the expo, man, that place is full of fish. So, people thinking
it's loaded.
I mean, so you can go down there and have fun. You can go down there and catch bigs. We've seen that. Even as tough as the fishing was, it ain't that we didn't see them. It's just that the conditions at that time were so bad they didn't want to eat nothing.
That Coosa turn, you got to witness it firsthand, didn't you?
I don't even know. That was like a Coosa curve on steroids. I don't know what you call that.
That's when it hadn't rained in weeks and the water was so clear. I guess they could see you from 20 feet below, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, then in the 6-7 days we was down there, the Wednesday before the tournament, it was overcast that morning. That was, you kind of got to see it a little bit that morning. We was catching some good fish that day, but that was really the only day that we ever got any better fish to ever fire off was with that overcast. But it had high sun, no rain, stagnant, water wasn't moving much. It just.
And they flipped that switch and said, "Thanks for playing."
Yeah. Eddie Jones says Blue Eye is off limits for the week. And then you got James Trott coming at half mile.
Yeah.
Oh.
James said you get a black eye, blue eye.
Blue eye. But and that's all we was really trying to do with this one. This location, that was one reason it was chose for the championship. That's probably still the nicest boat ramp that I have ever seen in the state of Alabama or anywhere that we've been for that matter. I mean, you got runway lights backing you in the morning on the ramp, which that was new. I think that was new for a lot of people. And then as far as the meeting, we still gonna have the meeting and the meal and everything the night before
on Thursday night.
No, but at the pavilion.
At the pavilion, like the expo was.
And
I'm sure it's going to be mighty warm, so
yeah,
it'll be nice.
But that was Lincoln. Lincoln's got a nice setup right there, and that's kind of why we chose it. I know there'll be some people upset, about launching, from having a launch from there if anybody was planning on trailering. But that was one of their stipulations to get to.
I think there is a lunch fee per day. Make sure you pay that, whatever it is.
I don't think it's very much. I want to say $3, $5 a day, something like that for a day pass.
$5, and they've got a little kiosk you pull up to, and you can use a debit card, I believe cash, credit card, any of those.
Yeah, they're top of the line. That's one thing. They're top of the line and everything there. So I mean, it's. I hope we have a pretty good turnout for Lincoln. Just for the potential of getting to go back to Logan, which I mean, I also understand Logan's a big place. So there's some other areas that you might could get support from if we didn't get to go to Lincoln. in particular and work with them hand in hand in the future. But I know it's a great fishery. I know it's subject to be tough in the summertime. I don't care where you fish. But there's also the potential for those 2-pound average bags to come out of Logan too. So, or somebody just wanting to go down there, like, us having a fish fry and catch some fish that week pre-fishing for a fish fry.
Yeah.
There's plenty. I see y'all posting all the time with live well.
Up.
So, but we
Got to get with James and see when he might want to do that, what not, because we're going to get fed on Thursday. So maybe a Tuesday or Wednesday, whoever's down there, and I will post what day it's going to be or what night it's going to be. And maybe people pre-fishing could keep a few eaters while they catching and clean like they did at Miller's Ferry.
I might just load some bags up with me and get up with him on Sunday when we head down and take it and put it in his freezer.
Yeah. And you can always holler at us too, Wesley, if needed. We can throw it in the freezer and move on. We got a big deep freezer, so
Yeah.
Yeah, cold beer and fish fillets. I'll be off my game the next day.
You ain't gonna hurt James's feelings telling him he can cook. I promise you that.
I've heard that. I missed out on it in Miller's, but that from all y'all, I've heard the reputation is there. He is the cooker of the group.
When I first heard about his cooking was at Bankhead. Then it was done there at Bankhead when he was there nearly all week. Went on about it, and then I got to experience it a few weeks ago. So it was good.
The first time we ever stayed with James was Alabama River tournament last year, and we stayed in Prattville, and it was us and him and
Tim
and his son and James's partner last year, and I had to work all day, and so me and Kevin, come in late, and James was calling us, when y'all gonna be here? And man, I got there, he had spaghetti, garlic bread, salad, he had ice in everybody's cups, and I mean everything. He would let nobody eat till we got there. He said, "You've worked all day, like you get to eat." That's good.
Yeah. But we appreciate y'all taking time out of your date night to save us. On the I guess James had some difficulties getting through the prompts there and getting it to pull up on his laptop, so he didn't get to join us. And then we'll have a second one the Monday before, kind of like normal. We just wanted to kind of get out a little early to get the word out, about try to make it easier for people coming in. So we thank y'all. Thank everybody for watching. If anybody's got any questions, about anything, feel free to reach out. We'll answer your questions, and hopefully we got a crowd show up.
Yeah, if anybody's got any questions, just message me, call me. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Any questions about Logan, whatever the case may be.
We appreciate it.
Well, thank y'all. Y'all enjoy the food.
Anytime.
Thanks, guys.
We plan on it.
I'll see y'all.
See y'all.